replays, so we'll be able to continue on, but we are about to cross live back to the action. Here we're going to restart the race at lap 16 of 19, where we have Wards currently sitting in position 1, Curry in second, and Palmer, who got the jump over Burke in the pit lane, is currently sitting in P3. So Ward putting in an exceptional performance on his soft tyres, is leading the way on lap 16 of 19. He's doing himself a really good job. He's shown some really strong pace on those soft tyres compared to his mediums. He's struggled a little bit on his mediums compared to what Curry is with a 1 minute 39.9 on that last one. So he's actually closed the gap a bit. But as we look behind, we have Palmer, who's currently sitting in P3 with Burke right behind his tail in P4. So Burke's going to try and get himself back up into that podium contention where he just lost out in the pit stop phase, where Palmer made that overcut work to perfection. He went 2 laps over on the overcut compared to Burke, and he actually got the jump from on his worn tyres compared to Burke's fresh mediums. But right down the order, we have Lashbrook in 5th place, doing himself a really nice job to keep himself up into P5, but we also have HBR Lamb, who is actually on the soft tyres. So out of that pit stop phase, he's using all of that overtake to try and close up towards Lashbrook to get himself back into the top 5 and deny Lashbrook a top 5's main series eligibility. But then back down in P7, we have Lansdale, then we have Hosking in 8th place, Crestdale and Rudsey rounding up the top 10, with Doc currently sitting in P11, Severi in 12th, Balding 13th, and then we have Garda in 14th, unfortunately, just down the order. Not the race that he wanted to have this evening, but still sitting nicely in his attendance in 14th place. But back up to the front, let's ride on board with the man that's leading this race on lap 17 of 19, so sit back and enjoy the lap. Currently piloted by Ward, leading this race by over 12 seconds. Absolutely straightforward driving there. Not many mistakes there on that lap. So Ward's doing a fantastic job getting that car 7 around the Nürburgring Grand Prix circuit with less than 2 laps to go. He leads his teammate in Curry. Palmer sitting in 3rd place, but he's just actually able to edge out a bit of a gap ahead of Burke. So Burke was actually right on his rear wing, but he's actually lost a bit of time to Palmer, so he's got a little bit more work to do. It's less than 2 laps to go to try and get himself up back into that podium spot. You have Lashbrook sitting nicely in 5th place with Lamb closing in right on his tail here. Let's go for an onboard shot of what his margin is. He's closing in, he's using all of that overtake to his advantage. He has a full tank of overtake, does Lamb. As you can see, he's just applying it right now. You can hear him just really abusing the overtake. He wants to get that P5. And Lansdale right behind in position 6. And Hosking down in P8. And looking back up towards the battle for P3. Palmer still just ahead of Burke. Burke is really closing in the gap now. It's less than 0.5 of a second between the two drivers. Burke looks like he's just got a bit too much curving there. Does he pick up a half second? He doesn't, so he's actually got away with that. So Burke's done a very good job. Got some really good run there onto the back straight. Can he get himself up right into that slipstream? Does he have much overtake? He's applying it right now. It shows he's in the red. So he hasn't got much left, but he has less. He's just about to have one more lap to go. And he's right in the clutches of Palmer, and he's spun the car. Burke has spun his RoboSport Racing entry around the track. Yellow flags are waving. What does this mean for Lashbrook? He will take P4 away from Burke, and right back there as well, we see Lamb now taking P5. And oh, so unfortunate for Burke there to be down in P6, right in the rear wing, under Palmer's rear wing in car 16. But unfortunately, car 486 in Chris Burke is down into P6. We're on the final lap now. Lashbrook is holding on to P4. This will be his first top 5 in Formula 2, which will mean that he can get some eligibility in the main series. But we'll have to wait and see what Lamb can do in car 82. He's got a heap ton of overtake left. He needs to use it. He's going to apply all the pressure on Lashbrook for this final lap here. Let's wait and see how close he can get, but we'll come back to the front to see where Ward is, and he's coming onto the back straight for the final time here on lap 19 of 19 on this delayed broadcast. I do apologise, ladies and gentlemen, but he's going to get the same reaction as I do at every single broadcast here, coming through the NGK curve for the final time, and then going through Coca-Cola. Ward's going to take his first victory here in Track Stars Formula 2, negotiates Coca-Cola brilliantly, and for the first time in Track Stars Formula 2, Ward will take victory in Track Stars Racing Series. He's a race winner in Formula 2. Big congratulations to Ward. Well-deserved victory from the get-go. Curry gets a redemption in P2 after getting DNF'd last time out in Spa. Palmer will come home after a very solid recovery drive there for Palmer to be up into 3rd place after a spin at Ford Curve, and then take a bow to Lashbrook in 4th place. His first top 5 in Track Stars Formula 2, getting himself eligibility in the main series. That is a brilliant drive by Lashbrook. Burke, unfortunately, is in 5th place. Something happened to HBR there, so HBR looks like he made a mistake on that last lap, I believe. Yeah, so 1 minute 50 there. So he's in 8th place, so he's dropped so many positions there. So something happens. And I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen, with the beauty of delayed replays, we can actually go back and have a look. Shall we? Why not? Let's have a look and see what happens. He's coming through. There we go. We'll catch up right up here. This P6. So it looks like he made a mistake on the exit of Dunlop, and there you go. Very unlucky for HBR to lose all that time. He was right up on the rear wing of Lashbrook, and unfortunately for him, loses out that position to loses P5, but also not able to get himself into 4th place. So very unfortunate there for him. Crestdale running in the background in 9th place as he crosses the line. As we cut back to the start-finish straight, we can see Crestdale now finally coming through to P9. So very solid drive there. It's inside the top 10 yet again for Crestdale. Not his best performance, unlike at Spa, but he's still doing a good job in 10th place. We have Doc actually made a move there on that last lap through the chicane there, so something happened to Rudd, and we're going to use our very handy back button here. We can actually see Doc's actually closed up on Rudd here, so something's going on very interesting. Rudd goes defensive, but he runs it deep. Oh, that's why he lost the P10. So Doc takes full advantage in car 100, takes 10th place away from Rudd. So fantastic drive there. Very good awareness there by Doc from WRT to get both him and Hosking inside the top 10. Rudd is sitting outside the top 10 in 11th place. Severi from CP Motorsports in car 115 will take out 12th. Balding right behind in 13th. And then we have Guida, unfortunately, down the rear of the field in 14th and last place. That's very unlucky for Guida whatsoever. But like I said, because we have the features of the replay camera, we can actually see. If anyone joins me in the chat and they want to point out some pointers of what happened where, then do let me know. We do actually have one from Ward here. He wants to check lap 14 or 15. Something happened to him. Was that on the exit? Let's have a look. Let's see where you are. You are right there. So let's cut to lap 14. So you had a spin out on lap 14. I can see that you did come out on your out lap there. So I did see it was. I did see that your exit, your out lap in the last couple of laps were very not so strong compared to what was your medium, what was on your soft stint. So let's have a look here. We got another request here from the man in Hosking from Zurich who wants me to check out the last lap of the chicane. Alrighto. I think this stream is becoming a little bit more of a friendly chat and an analysis of the race here. Why not? Should I do more of this, ladies and gentlemen? Should I just get someone to save the replay and then I can just do all the analysis like this from now on? Or should we just do live coverages? You let me know in the comments below. So let's have a look. So we've got Ward coming through on the exit of his, coming on his out lap and switching over from the softs to the mediums. So it looks like he's had a clean run on lap 14, so it might be the next lap. Absolutely. That's fantastic, Brian. I'm going to do that. We're going to call it that. We're going to call it the late coverage of Spud's notebook. That's fantastic. So Ward now finally takes the lead. Oh, he had a half spin there on the exit of turn 1. Really struggling to get the grips of his medium tyres on lap 15. He's still got a very handy margin over Curry. He's coming through to complete that first sector. So you can definitely see the pace difference, 0.8 down compared to his fastest lap. Runs it wide on the exit of Ford Curve, and then coming through to Dunlop. We'll wait and see what his gap is like. So there's Curry. He's about to approach turn 6 right now. So the gap is huge between himself and Curry. So Ward just showing some pure class. And this race here at Track Stars Formula 2 for round 9 of the German Grand Prix. Lap 15 of 19. We're waiting to see what Ward is able to show us here. He believes something happened on lap 15. We shall wait and see. So far it looks clean. He's 1.8 down, so the pace is really slow. Struggling a lot to keep that car planted on those medium tyres, so you can definitely tell. You can see the pace difference between the two compounds. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's a fantastic save, Ward. Beautiful save there, my friend. That was a spin and a half. Kept it on the tarmac, and you kept going, my friend. That was absolutely incredible. Well done to you, good sir. That was fantastic. Just runs the car a bit wide. Those medium tyres aren't up to temperature, but he still managed to get the car spun around and keeping it on the tarmac. So well done to you. That looks like that must have been so much. That would have been a heart-in-mouth moment because you could definitely see Curry would have been closing that gap at least by a couple of seconds there, and that would have been putting a little bit of a knife to the heart there had you gone off into the grass like we saw with Burke applying pressure on Palmer. But now, catch up, we'll go to the next request in Hosking. Let's see what's going on. I believe he said last lap. Lap 18, lap 19. Here we go. So they're coming up towards the chicane here. So we're right on board with Hosking, who's looking to make a move on Lansdale on the final lap. Oh, he made a good switchback move. Very opportunistic. Well done there. Well done by Hosking to get himself right up there. Fantastic move. Waited very patiently as we look on board with Lansdale. You could just see he was just really struggling to get the tyre grip. He went in too deep. He didn't need to make that. He didn't need to make that late braking move. He knew Hosking was coming up towards him, but he had a fair margin. I would say that I would call that at least a couple of tenths there, or 3/10. So a bit late on the brakes. He clipped the first part, but took too much curb on the second pace. Rotated the car almost facing the right-hand side of the track, and unfortunately for him, loses position to Hosking. So well done, Hosking. Great awareness there and finishing in P6. So great job in getting your position 6. That's absolutely fantastic. So that's a classy drive from you, Cyrix. We all know you're a very classy driver. So and that just shows it. But as we see now, Nismo crossing the line, 14th on last place. I will wrap up the stream, ladies and gentlemen, because it was only meant to be, well, we could say a professional stream. But unfortunately, my PlayStation 4 says otherwise. But anyway, as we draw an end to the stream, we did. So we'll go through the order once again. We have Ward taking out the victory at round 9, taking his first win in Track Stars Formula 2 and getting one up, finally getting the victory over his teammate in Mitchell Curry, who sits for second place. Palmer with a fantastic drive, planning out a different strategy. His plan B worked to perfection. Unfortunately, the spin compromised him, not getting himself up into position 2 potentially, but he went long on the sauce right up until the end, at the end of lap 14, and made that overcut work perfectly on both Lashbrook and Burke. So Lashbrook finishing in 4th, getting himself an eligibility in the main series, with Burke inside the top 5. Hosking in 6th place, Lansdale 7th, Lamb in 8th after making a late race mistake at the exit of Dunlop. And just too much throttle there. I'm trying to apply pressure on Lashbrook, but unfortunately he didn't need to, because he would have been sitting inside the top 5 nonetheless. But with that much overtake and that much pressure on himself, just one mistake, and unfortunately that was the end of his race. And then down the order, we have Crestdale in 9th place and Doc getting that last chicane move on Rudzi, finishing inside 10th. Rudd in 11th, then Severi 12th. Balding in 13th and Guider in 14th. So very unlucky there for the guys at the back there. Very unlucky for Rudzi to lose out 10th place on the last lap as well, just as well as Lansdale. So both Steel City MSR boys making mistakes at the chicane on the final lap here. So something for the MSR boys to work on next time we come to Germany next year. But we have come to the end of the stream here. I'll quickly give out my driver of the day. And, well, I don't think it's going to be any surprise here, ladies and gentlemen. From the first stream to now, I still stand as who my driver of the day off. And it's going to go toward Car 7 from RoboSport Racing. Fantastic victory, a dominant victory. Got himself the move over Curry on the second lap around the outside of turn 1. Fantastic move. And from there, head was down. Focus laps, lap after lap after lap, was qualifying laps there for Ward, and that's what won him the race this evening. Qualifying laps, exceptional pace, and absolutely fantastic scenes in the RoboSport Racing camp. On his side of the garage, finally his engineers and his crew chief are celebrating in victory, but the whole team themselves are celebrating a victory for RoboSport Racing. They're just showing why they are the most dominant team here in Track Stars Formula 2. 7 victories out of 9 rounds have gone to RoboSport Racing in general. 5 from Mitchell Curry, who looks to have one hand set on the trophy in the Formula 2 Championship. 1 to Chris Burke back at the Pacific Grand Prix at Fuji International Speedway, and now finally Ward here at the Nürburgring Grand Prix circuit, finally getting his victory in Track Stars Racing Series. So big congratulations to him and the whole team at RoboSport Racing. They're showing why they are the strongest team in Formula 2. And next year in the main series in 2024, we'll be seeing a very strong RoboSport Racing But that is the end of the stream. Thank you so much for watching this delayed broadcast yet again. I do apologize, ladies and gentlemen, for that cut off of the stream there. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to bring you the live action as it was happening live, but hopefully enough, we've been able to squeeze in all the action here in this second part of the stream. So thank you so much for tuning in. Follow us on the Track Stars Racing Series YouTube channel. Like us on Facebook. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. And make sure you join our Discord if you want to join us for Formula Racing. And next time out, we will be going towards Brands Hatch. We'll be going to a very damp and soggy English circuit that is Brands Hatch Circuit, where hopefully, fingers crossed, it is not raining. In Kent, in West Kingston, just 50 minutes outside, 50 minutes east of London. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we don't get any wet races. But we shall wait and see. So join us for where we'll be able to crown our first champion in Formula 3. Who will get that trophy at the end of the season? Can Purton finally get his hands on the trophy for Track Stars Formula 3 in its inaugural season here at Track Stars Racing Series? Will he be the first man to etch his name in the history books as champion in the Formula 3 category? We'll find out, and then join us for round 9 of Formula Track Stars, where we'll get to see all of our drivers getting themselves right up towards the pointy end, with Pat Trappett in car 45 putting on some dominant performances. He's also been looking to seal his championship before the end of round 9. But until then, thank you so much for tuning into the delayed broadcast. Have a great night. Enjoy the race week, and prepare yourselves for what's going to be an awesome race at Brands Hatch Speedways. So stay tuned for then. But until now, thanks for joining in, and enjoy the rest of your working week.